First of all, you're welcome. You're welcome for showing you my friend Isabella. For today's crackhead adventure, we went to the Doll's Head Trail, which is basically this little weird museum in the wilderness that displays things that are found inside this forest. It's like antique vintage trash. There's a bunch of rules, but it's really set up actually really nicely. There was a hurricane, you may have heard of it, that hit Atlanta right before we went, so that fence got a little messed up. She's a little crooked. The first time we ever came here, it definitely wasn't the middle of the night. It's definitely a pretty cute little hike during the day, not too scary, but if you're that kind of daredevil, you might want to go at night. Nobody freak out, I swear we're 100% sane. The following images are not intended to be too scary, also I cut out the worst parts. The whole thing gives me Sid from Toy Story vibes, except if like he grew up and became more cynical. There's a weird little grave, also a very scary looking well that I am to this day too afraid to look inside, so I showed my camera. Doesn't it kind of look like it could just crawl out of it at any second? Anyway, I appreciate how they kind of arrange the objects into like interesting little exhibits and write random quotes on all of them. Also, peep how they made this little shrine to this little like groundhog gerbil thing. I feel like there's a whole subculture of people who are like low-key obsessed with this kind of stuff and like, I don't know, making little fairy circles in the ground. But it's still super interesting to go, even if you're not that kind of person. Some of the quotes are super cute. There are a few kind of very creepy things here, so not exactly for the faint of heart. But I mean, you didn't really sign up to look at the normal stuff in Atlanta, did you? We'll get to the aesthetic stuff later. But for real though, a lot of this quote-unquote garbage that is here is very unique and kind of rare. Like, it makes you wonder how exactly these things ended up here and who decided to string them up and arrange them in the way that they did. The last time Isabella and I and our friends were here, we made up this story about one of the dolls because it had a name on it, and we made up this whole story about how it's gonna come get you in the middle of the night, and I ended up scaring myself actually pretty bad. Also, super conveniently, there's a railroad that runs right next to this trail. Not really sure why everywhere I go ends up having a railroad. But when was the last time you guys played on a railroad? It's so much fun. Also, throughout this video, I'm going to be pointing out how funny Isabella is, even without the audio, because you're having some pretty intense conversations. But she's funny, even in silence. Isabella's one of those people who a lot of people know about, but not a lot of people know well. And I feel like she's insanely underappreciated. Like, she's so freaking hilarious, but not many people know. I feel like literally 2 people know. Freshman year, I was bouncing off the walls and I wanted to do all these crazy things, and I was so used to asking people to come with me and just getting no for an answer, but every time I ask Isabella to do anything weird with me, she always says yes. She also has this crazy talent for getting inside your head no matter what. Like, she kept talking about how the train was gonna come and potentially hit us, and it wasn't a big deal, but suddenly that's all I could think about. After the Doll's Head Trail, we hopped in the car and we went to Isabella's happy place, which is the Oakland Cemetery, to eat lunch, and she showed me this perfect little umbrella of a tree. After that, Isabella had class, but after her class, we skedaddled to the city to go watch the sunset. Living in Atlanta literally makes me so happy. Just walking down the street makes me happy. I just love the city and the cranes and the cars and the sirens and the chaos. If you want to do this yourself, it's actually really easy. I thought we would have to like sneak in and be like cool and chill, but they literally don't care. You kind of have to take one elevator first and then climb up some stairs and then take a second elevator because there isn't one elevator that goes up all 47 floors. Also, I'm not like the kind of person who's afraid of heights. I love roller coasters, but for some reason, being in this building at the very top gave me so much adrenaline. Also, just looking down the stairs, riding up the elevators just gave me such a big rush. Super fast breakdown of your view. You got the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You got that spinny restaurant that closed down because someone may or may not have died. You got the College Football Hall of Fame. You got the aquarium. You got Centennial Park, all good stuff. So once you get to the top, this is the part where you just enjoy. Bring a friend, bring snacks. Just appreciate how freaking beautiful the sun is setting over the city. We actually got there kind of early for the sunset, so we ended up just talking for like 3 hours. And I may or may not have probably overshared my latest trauma, but it was so much fun. If you know me, I'm completely serious when I say hit me up for an adventure. I know a lot of us are just staying at home and life has become so freaking bland and we need something to spice it up. So as long as you're safe and you wear your mask and you don't do anything crazy, you can have so much fun. Also, can we just appreciate Isabella right now? And after that, we skedaddled our way back in the darkness.